Hi, I'm Maggie here at Sunset Trails Stables, and we are going to talk today about one of the most fundamental important things with anything you want to do with your horse. So I'm working with my friend Taus here today. He's a really good guy. He's a lesson horse here at Sunset Trails Stables. We are going to be talking about how we halter, use our lead rope, and then how we go to leading our horse. Again, this is something that is a fundamental, important thing that you will do forever and ever for the rest of your horseback riding career. Every single time that you go to do anything with your horse, the first thing you're going to do, you put a halter on, you're going to be using your lead rope, and you're going to be leading your horse to proceed with whatever your next task is. So we'll get started with just some of our kind of basic fundamentals here with our horse. Again, Mr. Taus, he is a gracious volunteer. So we're looking at Mr. Taus's halter, and Taus has just a very basic regular halter on. So you can see there's a buckle here. This is called the crown piece that goes right over the top of Taus's head. There are different adjustments here, just like people have different sizes of heads. Horses also have different sizes of heads, so there's lots of adjustments we can make here depending on the size of our horse's head. Our horse's nose is going to go right through here, and then there's going to be a ring here that we can hook our lead rope to. One of the most important things is that we always have a lead rope attached to our halter. We would never want to lead our horse without a halter or without a lead rope. That could be something that could cause a potential danger to the person leading our horses. So then when we talk about when we get ready to lead our horse, our halter's fitted correctly. Here, snug on his nose, snug on his ears, not too tight, and not draping down over his face. So this is one type of halter that is a very common type with just our standard buckle here, but I also wanted to show you guys how we also use a rope style of halter often, and also this would be an important thing to keep in mind if ever you are, whenever you go to like bridle your horse or anything like that. So I'm gonna grab my rope halter right here, and so if I were to go and let's say I was not just changing from one halter to the other, I was going to put his bridle on or anything like that. I always tell everyone a super important practice here with our horses. I like to take our halter and just put it around his neck right here. We know that Mr. Taus, he is not going to run away, he's not going to do anything, but I don't like to treat every horse like they're going to be as sweet and kind as our horse here. So you never know when a horse might want to dip out and run away, maybe leave our lesson, leave our video, anything like that. So if he were to decide to leave us, I've got him right here around his neck. So then we also have this style of halter, and this always throws people off, the rope style of halter. It's a great type of halter. You could go over the pros and cons of both types for days and days. But when we go to change to the different type of halter, I'm just going to put his nose right in here, and then just put, again, crown piece right over the top of his head. That's easy to remember if you think of where a crown goes on a human head. Then rope halters are going to have this loop right here like this. So then when we go to do our rope halter, and this is sometimes hard for kiddos, we want to make sure that the rope halter is appropriately adjusted on our horse's face. You see a lot of times where people go and do a rope halter and it's hanging way down here on their nose like that. That is not a safe way to have your halter done. So you want it to be pretty securely right in the middle of his nose. So then when we do our rope halter, we are going to go around the eye loop from the underneath, and then we're going to poke it back through right here. This is something, having it going around the eye loop and not above it is the safest way to do our rope halter. I'm left-handed, and something I always have to coach myself on is not doing it backwards, because then this part is poking your horse in the eye, which they don't really appreciate. So I always have to remember to go this way so that your slack is hanging back here. So lead rope attaches, same basic idea. Hold our lead rope safe. Again, safety is always the top priority when we're dealing with horses, livestock, anything like that. So I'm going to be standing on the left side of Taos. Everything is always done from the left of our horse. So we're going to lead from the left. We are going to put our halter on and off from the left. That's why our buckle is here on the left side. We're going to saddle from the left side. And everything is always done with our horses left, 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 left. So here I am on the left side of my horse, and then when I talk about holding my lead rope, this is a very important safety thing, especially for our younger kiddos. We want to make sure that we're holding our right hand right underneath our horse's chin, and then we're holding our lead rope in a figure eight like this. We would never wrap our lead rope around our arm or around our neck or anything crazy like that. I know Mr. Taos here, he is super desensitized to everything, but if a monster were to jump out and scare him, I want to be able to let go of Taos and I can collect him later, but my body is not attached to Taos. Keeps me safe, and that's always the most important thing whenever you're dealing with livestock or any horses. So, one thing I like to teach everybody whenever we are starting to lead our horses, we don't want to be afraid of our horses, but we also don't want to underestimate that you can get stepped on when you do lead a horse. So we're not going to walk out here like this, like we're afraid of our horse, but we're not going to walk underneath them like this, okay? I can tell you from personal experience, it doesn't feel great when they step on you, but they will never do it intentionally, okay? So again, I'm standing here on the left side of my horse, holding my lead rope, the slack of my lead rope in a figure eight, and holding underneath his chin right here. Two sounds that, again, you're going to use forever and ever for the rest of your horseback riding career. We're going to use our first noise that we use to initiate movement or make our horse go forward. We're going to go. So that's our go noise, and that applies when we're riding, that applies when we're leading our horse on the ground, anytime we're trying to initiate movement. The other noise that we want to use is whoa, and we need a big, loud, strong, manly whoa. When we ask our horse to go or walk forward, we're just going to cluck them and start walking. I like to say it's just like you're walking down the street. Hopefully no one walks down the street staring behind them like this. That would not be very safe. So think about it like you're just walking down the street. Most horses, especially been there, done that guys like Taos, will stand there and stare at you if you try and look at them when you go to walk. We'll see this here in just a second. Also, when we go to stop our horse, we're going to stop our feet. We're going to, again, use that big, loud, manly whoa, and just pull back towards their chest. So all three of those things need to be done in combination. Then, when we go to turn our horse, we are going to push them away from us, and you're going to have to walk a little faster when we're turning to the right. And then when we go to turn to the left, you just pull them towards you, but again, be cautious of your toes because they'll never intentionally step on you, but it doesn't feel great when they do. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this for everyone. So again, standing here right between Taos's ear and his eye, I'm just looking forward. I'm holding my lead rope correctly in a safe position and just holding right here underneath his chin. I'm just going to cluck, and I'm going to start walking. So Taos is right here beside me. And this is a great way just to casually lead our horse. One thing you don't want to do, you don't want to be way out in front of him, dragging him like this. And you also Swing around here so you guys can see. Another thing, and this can also become a safety issue, you don't want Mr. Taos to be leading you. He's a very respectful guy, so he doesn't want to lead me, but you don't want your horse to be way out in front of you, leading you. It's a partnership where you're right here together, side by side, right in between his ear and his eye. So then I talked about watching out for your feet, especially if you're a small person. If we're gonna come this way, you don't have to be afraid like this, but just be aware of your toes. You can see if I was being careless, Taos could step on my toe, and believe me, it doesn't feel great when that happens. So I'm keeping him right here and just being aware of my feet. So then when I go to stop him, I'm just going to stop my feet, say whoa, and pull back towards his chest. Whoa. And you can see Taos stopped calmly with me. He's a pretty chill dude. So this is just kind of our basics that we like to teach all of our new kiddos. Very, very important. Again, a fundamental thing that you're going to use for the rest of your horseback riding career. Every single time you go to do anything with a horse, you're going to put a halter and lead rope on and then proceed to whatever your next activity is. So these kind of safety tips and just kind of beginner tips to leading your horse, very, very, very important. Taos is like, I'm bored.